Hello, I am Tom Lukas, a local musician playing here on the Kitsap Peninsula. Welcome to the Bremerton-Kitsap Access Television production of Voices, Songwriters of Kitsap Peninsula. Each show will feature a song written by a local songwriter. I will perform the song, and then we will talk with the songwriter. Our song today is called One Voice by Lawrence Lambert, otherwise known as Pearls.
Cast a shadow upon the shore. I wanna know what you're waiting for. Nothing changes overnight. I wanna know, is she worth this fight? A small sip is how we start. So come on in, I can work this out. With my body, with my soul. One voice, yeah, with my body, with my soul. One voice. Don't be a stranger, come grab a hand. Well, then I'll lead you off of these burning sands. The tides are changing, the wind is right to leave the darkness and come into the light. With your body, with your soul, one voice, yeah, with your body, with your soul, one voice, with your body and your soul, yeah, your body and your soul, with your body and your soul, one voice. One voice. So if you see me who's standing there, I'm just another child in this world we share. So come on, people, who take a chance, oh, grab a hand and join us in the dance. With our bodies, with our souls, one voice, yeah, with our bodies, with our souls, one voice, with our bodies and our souls, yeah, our bodies and our souls, with our bodies and our souls, one voice, one voice.
The song you just heard was written by today's guest, Pearls. After talking to the songwriter, our show will end with the original recorded version of the song. I would like to welcome Lawrence Lambert, also known as Pearls.
Thank you, Tom. Nice
Welcome.
to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming. You're going to have to tell me a little bit about your stage name.
Okay.
How did that happen for you?
I was doing a showcase over in Seattle, and this woman came up to me and she said, you know, your songs are like pearls of wisdom. And I was like, you know, thank you so much. I mean, and in order to get me back up on stage, she started saying pearls because she couldn't remember Lawrence Lambert. And before I knew it, the whole place was chanting pearls. Yeah. And so they brought me back up on stage. But the thing that got me is I wear my grandmother's pearls. So for me, it was like my grandmother's voice. You know, it just all came together at that moment. And so I said, I guess I have a new name.
There you go.
And I always believe the audience should give you your name. And so once they started chanting pearls, I was like, well, I guess that's it.
I'm a little frightened that the audience might give me a strange name.
Well, they called me the Voice back in Virginia, but I never liked that.
So how long have you been on the West Coast?
I arrived here at the end of 2019, just in time for the COVID shutdown.
So we were introduced by Studebaker Clark Snyder.
Yeah.
So how do you know Clark?
Well, he's actually kind of the lead person in a songwriter group that I joined.
Oh, okay.
So he is a great writer. So.
But you've been in writing music for a long time.
I have been, yeah.
How long?
For decades, I guess I should say. I mean, I have to say that, originally I'm a singer. That's what I did. And through meeting a guy named Keb Mo and, and watching what he does, I was like, I want to do that. And so I kind of started songwriting and looking for connections and just finding my voice in songwriting. So it's kind of a scary thing, but I'm in for it. I love it. And music has always been something that I've done. Every part of my life, there's been a song. From high school.
I got that from the album, yes.
Yeah.
So the song One Voice, tell me, what was your inspiration for that?
My inspiration for that song was kind of the world coming together. That, I just see so much people falling apart. And so the idea is that we should all come together, that we share this beautiful planet that we have. And can we all come together and in one voice, can we ask for peace? Can we ask for love? Can we ask for those things that I think are most important?
Okay, that works for me. So what first got you into music?
Well, I was raised on a farm in Virginia. And when we would finally stop working as the sun would set, we would all kind of gather around the piano and play and sing. So I was born into it.
Did your parents play instruments? Or were they
My father did not, but my mother wanted to be an opera singer. So I was raised with music. And we would go to New York during the summers, to see shows and stuff like that. So
yeah, okay.
That kind of farm.
Yeah, I've been to a few shows on Broadway myself. So.
Yeah.
How and when did you get into songwriting? So you had to go from one to the other.
Well, again, I'm kind of a singer, but I've always wanted to put a message out into the world. And my grandmother used to tell me that my job is to be a healer for the world. And so songwriting is how I try to bring about peace and love and all that kind of stuff. And I also write children's books too. So I'm a creative. So I'm always looking for ways to be creative.
If you were going to give anybody advice about songwriting, what would it be? I mean, where would you tell them to start?
I would say keep it simple. What message do you have? And just tell us what it is, in as few words as possible. Tell us what we need to know.
And I think you did that. Certainly, I listened to that whole album, and I saw the inspiration in every song. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's all about healing.
So, under band name, I asked you about the band, and you listed that you played with Tim Ray.
Okay, yeah.
Do you still play with Tim, or what were you?
He is the bass player extraordinaire, and I just really love working with him. He fills out that low end, which I need, because my voice is kind of high. So
is it just you and him?
Thus far, but I am looking for the band, and I know they're out there. So please look me up. If you want to work with my energy and the things that I want to put out there, come on, I'm ready.
Here's a question that I just thought of. I used to play with full kit drummers all the time.
Okay.
And one of the problems is that playing with a full kit drummer kind of excludes you from certain rooms.
Yeah.
And I think you know that.
Yeah.
So, hand percussionist, what?
Yeah, that would be more of my thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see music goes that way. On a local level, that seems to work.
Yeah, and I used to play percussion, so I think when you hear me play the guitar, you're going to say, this guy is really a drummer on the guitar, and that's what I am.
Well, it certainly is a percussive instrument, that's for sure.
Yes.
Have you collaborated with other people on writing?
I have, and I've been looking for, I have this thing in my basement, I call it the Hive, where people come together. And I've been looking for collaborators. Every time I'm writing a song, I always reach out to people and say, hey, I'm working on a song. Come on, let's get together. Let's create something.
And you're part of that group as well, the songwriter, Kitsap songwriters.
Yep. Yes. And so I've been looking for songwriters, the people that are willing to do that. But it is an art, and not everybody can do it, because a lot of people want to control the process, and they can't let go. I know how to let go. I can put an idea out there and you can shut it down. But I love it when I have a song that I didn't think of. I mean, there's all these elements that come together that make it better than just plain me. So I am always looking for other people that would like to collaborate with me.
Well, and I appreciate that attitude, because I think as soon as you said to me that, okay, you can do my song, you knew it was going to get well, I would say beat up by whatever musician or handled differently. And you're still here, so you obviously didn't run away when you heard.
Oh my gosh, I was digging it. I was loving it.
The music business has changed, and you've been in it long enough and out of it, based on what you said earlier.
Yeah.
So you've seen the music business change over the last 20 years as we move to the internet. Where are you in that process? I know you're back from you were out and you were touring, and then you stopped, and then what got you back in, and where do you want to take it now?
Well, for me, it's really all about making connections. Back in Virginia, I had what I called my tribe of musicians and artists and troubadours and poets, and I'm looking for that here. And so for me, at this point in my life, it really is about putting out beautiful messages to the world. And that's what I seek to do every day. I call them my pearls.
And I listened to, you were playing on stage with some acoustic musicians, and I can't remember the name, but that was the impression I got, that you guys were just up there, you were having a good time. It was just something that the song was about your neighbor 3 doors down.
5 doors down.
5 doors down, right? And how he didn't like you.
Oh my gosh,
and
he
so
hated me.
You wrote this song. That was just so cool.
Yeah.
And I would recommend anybody to listen to your album, Soul Folk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So playing out, obviously that's important to you.
Yeah.
How often do you play out? Do you want to play out more, or is it, I mean, I know you also work, so.
Yeah, I'm at the Kimball Coffee House practically every open mic, you know. And there I try to mentor these new and young singer-songwriters, getting people to write their own music. So I'm going to be doing one at O'Looney's the first Wednesday of every month.
Yeah.
I'm going to have like a singer-songwriter open mic. So I am looking for singer-songwriters. I'm encouraging people to go out and write their own stuff. Nothing wrong with the cover.
Yeah.
But what do you have? Tell me your story. Give me your message. I'm looking to create that.
Yeah. I played O'Looney's a dozen times with an Irish group that I play with, and they've improved the acoustics there. So I think they moved the stage around a few times, and last time we played there, it was terrific.
Yeah, they've done some tweaks. Yeah, it's really sounding good.
Pearls, there's always one last question that I ask, and that is, you've done a lot of gigs, you've had a lot of experiences. Is there one experience that is either the most wonderful experience or the funniest or the worst?
Okay.
What stands out over the last years that springs to mind when I ask the question, strange, interesting, wonderful?
Well, I would say that I was in a band and we were opening for Keb Mo, and we were in this theater somewhere in the Midwest on a very cold day, and I looked out in the audience and I saw Bobby McFerrin, and I thought, well, I guess this is it. Okay. I don't think I would ever think that I would see somebody of that caliber listening to my music and my songs.
Well, I want to thank you very much for coming out today.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Your presence is appreciated. Your music is appreciated.
Nice.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
As we sign off, we will be playing the studio recording of Pearls singing One Voice. Please take note of the information on the screen, which will direct you to his album and his local shows right here in Kitsap. The goal of our show is to encourage folks to get out and see these local musicians in the venues that hire and support local music. Live music is connection. Come on out and connect with us and each other. Here it is, the original recorded version of One Voice by Pearls.
You cast a shadow upon the shore. I want to know what you're waiting for. Nothing changes overnight. I want to know, is she worth this fight? A better place, you'll never know. Don't be a fool.